All right, to the hottest sports show right now, Who You Think Sports. I'm Trey Verdejo. I represent the old school.
And I'm Dustin Verdejo, and I represent the new wave.
Yeah.
First off, we're going to start off with our sponsor, Footage Society. Visit the website at www.footagesociety.com. Address 509 Main Street, Suite B, Laurel, Maryland. Their phone number is 301-483-3668. Once again, that's 301-483-3668.
And who is Footage Society?
They sell sneakers, they buy them, they resell them, they hold them off for you. Basically, you get all your new kicks from that spot.
Okay, so Footage Society, one of the hottest boutiques in the DMV area, and Footage Society, that's FOOTAGE Society.com. And we got a special announcement, all right? If you go on their website, footagesociety.com, and you purchase something, and for the discount code, put in Who You Think Sports, and you're going to receive 10% discount. Again, 10% discount, Who You Think Sports, footagesociety.com. Holla at them. All right, next, the Puerto Rico fundraiser. I know we talked about last week was going to be the last week. We've been collecting money. So we figure we're going to extend it for a couple more weeks just to see how it goes. And again, if you want more information, just visit our page or go to footagesociety.com and click on the page, Adopt a Familia, and help out our fellow Americans in Puerto Rico. What's next?
Texans owner made some pretty bad comments saying you can't let the inmates run the prison, basically trying to say that the players don't have any say in the rules.
Right. So that was a real big situation, right? Because you got Texans owner who's pretty much saying, hey, don't let the inmates run the prison. So are they trying to say what?
I don't know.
It's kind of like saying, don't let the slaves run the plantation. And it's disheartening for that to come out, but I'm not shocked. Okay, a lot of these owners, that's how they feel. Now, I read a report how the ratings are starting to get hurt by a lot of people not watching some of these games, so it's going to start affecting their bottom line. You're going to start seeing maybe some sponsors start questioning stuff next year. So now it's putting them in an uncomfortable situation. So now their true feelings are starting to get out. And for an NFL owner to say that, I'm pretty sure a lot of those players, man, was taken back by it. And that's why like almost 20 of them took a knee during the national anthem yesterday when they played Seattle. So it's a little messed up, Tell me, what you feel about that. I was taken back by it for sure. But hey, this year, man, I'm telling you, this year is when we starting to really see how alive racism is in our society and all over sports. All right, and we're going to have to try to make a stand. So, Cap, again, man, I appreciate what you did, man. A lot of stuff, it wasn't for Kaepernick, it wouldn't even be on the front line. So I really do appreciate you and salute one more time. All right, what's next? Oh, we forgot to do
our top five.
It's our top five for this week.
Our top five for this week will be top 5 surprise teams at the start of the season. Like who really stood out, who was a disappointment, and who just overall just surprised us.
All right, so our top 5 is surprises from the start of the season, whether it's good or bad.
Yes.
So you guys tell us what your starting 5, or not starting 5, your top 5 surprises. We'll share ours at the ending of the show. All right, that's what it is. Next, let's talk baseball. Man, that game last night. Now, for those who may not be baseball fans, and I know a lot of people only watch baseball when it's the playoffs or the World Series, but it was a hell of a game. A lot of people thought game 2 was crazy, but game 5, now, the thing about it is 2 things. Hell of a game, definitely one of the best games, But my question is, the game lasted over 5 hours. That's a long time. So what you guys think? Do we need to figure out a way how to make the game shorter? That's something that the NFL owner, the Major League Baseball owners gonna have to talk about in the all season, because they got to figure out how to make this game a lot quicker, because you can't be having a game 5 hours. And they only went to extra inning, 1 inning. So you take that away, it would have been about 4 hours plus. That's a long time, man. I went to bed at 12:40, and the game still wasn't over. All right, but I want to recap what took place during that game. And it's crazy. I just want you guys to listen to some of these numbers, because it's unbelievable. First of all, combined, the score was 13-12. That's 25 runs in one game. Okay, in total, they had 28 hits, 7 home runs in one game. 5 of them by the Astros and 2 of them by the Dodgers. Now, let me recap. The Dodgers went up 4-0. It was 4-0. Next thing you know, it was tied up in the 4th inning, 4-4. It's like, okay. Then in the 5th inning, they each scored 3 runs. Now we got a tie game, 7-7. Then in the 7th inning, the Dodgers scored a run. Houston came back, scored another run. And then Astros scored 3 more runs. Now the game is 11-8 as they're going into the 8th inning.
Incredible.
That's crazy. You think it will be over? Dodgers score 1 more. Astros score a couple more. Now it's 12-9 going into the 9th inning. What happened? The Dodgers tied up the game. And Houston won in the 10th, 13-12. It was a hell of a game, y'all. All right. Now, when is the next game?
Tuesday.
Tuesday is game 6.
Justin Verlander is pitching for Houston, and Rich Hill is pitching for the Dodgers.
Okay, so my man Justin, I think it still go game 7, even though Astros, one of the best pitchers, is coming up. Just like yesterday, the Dodgers' best pitcher came up and he got smacked. So I'm expecting a game 7, but you never know, man. The Astros, man, having a magical season, man. You got to give it up to them. So kudos to the Astros. My pick. Don't want to keep rubbing it, but I got the Astros. We're going all the way. He had the Dodgers.
Yeah, I can't switch.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, y'all in trouble. That's what I got to say. Y'all in trouble. But baseball, man, it's exciting. Hopefully, it'll bring some more ratings, some more people get involved, because baseball's a hell of a sport. You know what I mean? It can get a little boring, I know, but if you're watching these playoffs, there's nothing boring about them. Trust me.
And they're getting YouTube as YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube now. And so that's another way they can broaden their entertainment and ratings and get more money and more people be more interested, because a lot of people don't even watch TV anymore. They just watch YouTube.
All right, yeah. So who you think will win the World Series? I got the Astros. He still got the Dodgers. So let's see when we come here next week who is the World Series champs. All right, next let's talk about football.
Week 8.
Who you think are the winners and losers of Week 8?
Before you go there, y'all got a question.
Yes.
Do y'all think that the World Series should just be one game?
Great question. And that could be an idea of shortening it, but I don't think it should be one game. It's not like football where it's brutal. And you look at basketball. So I still think it should be best out of 7 the way it is now. And I actually like how they do it. It used to be the old way how basketball did it. You know, you play 2-3-2. You know, basketball still does it like no, don't do it like that no more.
They only did it. They only tried it one time in the Heat and Spurs.
But you think it should be just one game?
I mean, if you made it one game, that will wrap it all up in one, and everybody will be excited about that one game.
Yeah.
But I think just like with NBA, I think that if it all was just one game it would be like super big.
Yeah. I don't know if it should be just one game. I mean, they got
all our fans would be like, it's not the same.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't know about one game, but they got to figure out how to make the game a lot quicker, man. 5 hours is unacceptable for any game.
It's hard.
Yeah, 5 hours is crazy. Or start the game a little earlier just in case, but 5 hours, it could hurt the game in my opinion. And I'm a diehard baseball fan. Diehard. So we'll see what happens. All right, so week 8, what we got?
Zach Miller had a really, really, really gruesome injury. Leg bent all the way back. The doctors are trying to save his leg.
Ooh. I know last week we talked about these injuries. We was like, hey, let's talk about these top 5 injuries. It looked like it's the year to injuries. But that injury to Zach Miller looked pretty bad. For those who didn't see it, it's all over the internet. Just Google Zach Miller, tight end for Chicago Bears, and be prepared to go, ooh, because that injury was bad.
It was.
It was bad. Now, let's talk about the local team, Baltimore Ravens. They had the Thursday night game against Miami. Hell of a game. They destroyed Miami. Score was what?
40-0.
40-0. Blowout. Now, even though they had a great win, they blew them out. That wasn't the talk of the game. The talk of the game came towards the end of the second quarter. Joe Flacco is trying to get extra yards. He slid, and here comes Kiko Alonso, banged him on his head, dropped his helmet off. What was funny was I was watching this commentary or some internet, and there was a sports center that said, "Oh my God, Joe Flacco's head came off," because his helmet came off. So it looked like his head, he got tackled, his head came off his body. I was dying. But all jokes aside, I know a lot of people flipped the coin whether there was a dirty hit, late slide. I'm going to go with it wasn't a dirty hit, but it was definitely a late hit. And, a fine should be enough, but maybe he will get suspended. But I don't think it was a dirty hit. It was definitely a late hit. Flacco needs to learn how to slide correctly. If you watch that slide again, he slid up and late, tried to get that extra little yard and got smashed. So we'll see what happens, but that didn't change them of the game. The backup came in there, did his thing. Defense was doing their thing. They had 2 touchdowns, 2 intos that they returned for a touchdown, and their running back was doing his thing. He had 113 yards. So Baltimore finally had a good game. It was against Miami, but it was still a great game. So kudos to B-More. Y'all did y'all thing.
Good job.
Good job. Who we got next?
Buffalo destroyed Oakland 34-14. The Bills are now 5-2.
Oakland, y'all killing me, man. Amari Cooper, man, I keep saying it every week. I thought you finally woke up, bro. You had like 12 yards yesterday, man. So Buffalo, they doing their thing. They 5-2. Oakland is going the other direction. They 3-5. So it is what it is.
This just goes to show the fluctuating part of football. Any team can step up and any team can drop. You never know. That's why it's called football. Any given Sunday. You know what I mean? Once you strap up, you never know what's going to happen on that field, man. So you got to play your hardest all the time. So definitely big ups to Buffalo, another New York team. Yeah. The Battle of the East, Dallas versus Redskins. It didn't live up to the hype, okay? I really thought it was going to be, a bang-bang game. It's going to be, wasn't going to be a shootout. It was just going to be like a low-scoring game. Defense was going to play hard, one of those divisional rivals. But, Redskins didn't show up. Dallas won 33-19. Dallas is looking good. Redskins, on the other half, I see why they're not giving Kirk Cousins an extension or that long contract that he wants because he's inconsistent. He's just been inconsistent, from year to year. So there you have it. Who we got next? Panthers went against a team not living up to their expectations, and that's Tampa Bay. They won 17-3. They have all that firepower. Jameis Winston and only scored 3 points. Cam, he kind of struggled too. Only had 154 yards, a touchdown, and another interception.
Yeah, but Tampa, man, they disappointed, man. They got Mike Evans. They brought in Deshaun Jackson. They got pretty good tight end. They got Doug Martin, Sims. I mean, they have enough power in that offense to score more than 3 points. So I don't know what's going on. I know James having some shoulder issues, but he played a hell of a game last week with that shoulder issue, over 300 yards. This game, he threw a couple picks, and he's just not looking the same. So Tampa is definitely a disappointing. Now, this was the shootout of the week, Seattle versus Texans. Now, on the Who You Think fantasy page, you know, our team, we have Deshaun on as a quarterback, and then we also have Drew Brees. And we was talking, we was like, okay, Drew Brees is going up against who the Saints played again? Who the Saints played again?
They played, was he Zach Miller's on? The
Bears. Saints played the Bears, and Deshaun was going up against Seattle. So we was like, nah, let's start Drew Brees and keep Deshaun on the bench, because this is going to be that game where Seattle is going to welcome him to the league. Deshaun Watson, boy, that boy is a beast. He had 4 touchdowns, 400-plus yards. I mean, Russell Wilson had 400-plus yards as well. But and they end up winning. It was a shootout, 41-38. But Deshaun Watson, man, he broke the record for the most touchdowns in his first 7 games.
Previously held by Kurt Warner.
Now he at 19 through the first 7 games. So you got to give it to him. I mean, that boy Watson is a beast. But Seattle eventually won the game. All right, who we got next?
Who you think is Philly beat 49ers 33-10 to go 7-1. The first half was scary, 3-3, but then Philly just ran away with it.
Yeah, so the first half it was 3-3. You know, Philly was looking a little suspect, like 49ers was giving them the problem. You know, first half, I think 49ers had like 4 sacks, 3 to 4 sacks. It was bringing it to wins. But then, you know, 49ers, they play like an 0-7 team, and Philly playing like a 7-1 team, and they eventually did their thing. So who you think is having a better quarterback season, Deshaun Watson or your boy Wentz?
I'm going with Wentz.
You going with Wentz because they 7-1?
Yeah, record matters.
Record matters. I kind of have to agree with you, but I think Deshaun is having a better quarterback season. To me, he's beating all expectations. Everybody came in thinking Wentz was going to do what he's supposed to do. Nobody thought Watson was going to do what he's doing now. So I definitely would give it to Watson, but they both having a hell of a season. So big ups to both quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Atlanta, man, they survived the scare.
They survived the Jets. They won 25-20.
Ooh.
They need to find a way to get Julio Jones way more catches. He only had 3 catches for 72 yards, and he was only throwing the ball 6 times.
6 targets, man. Julio Jones, one of the best wide receivers in the game.
I think he's the best.
Yeah, we had that conversation, but he is one of the best. But Atlanta got to find a way to get him involved, man. He just can be having 6 targets, 3 catches. I mean, he still has 70-plus yards, but no touchdowns again. So I think he has 1 touchdown in the first 8 games. That's unacceptable. So Atlanta, I don't know what's going on. Y'all almost let the Jets beat y'all, so y'all need to step y'all game up seriously. Steelers, they beat the Lions 20-15. Pretty easy game. That boy Juju, he's a beast. He had like a 97-yard touchdown pass. But Antonio Brown, he was held to like 50, 60-something yards again. No touchdown. So, but they won. Steelers won. They 6-2. So big up to Steelers.
Patriots took care of business against the Chargers, 21-13.
Yeah, that was a pretty good game. I mean, Chargers, they rush defense was crazy. They was bringing the pressure to Tom Brady, but we all know that was going to be an easy win.
Yeah.
All right, and the only team that's surprising everybody to me is the Saints. They beat the Bears 20-12, and they now 6-2. I don't think nobody thought the Saints was going to be 6-2 at the start of the season.
I didn't.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good deal. You know what I mean? They doing their thing, so big up to the Saints.
Who you think will win Monday Night Football?
All
Chiefs
right. Who we
versus
got?
Broncos. Jamal Charles returns.
To Arrowhead Field. So we have Kansas City Chiefs and Denver Broncos tonight, Monday Night Football. Who you think gonna win? Who you got?
I got the Chiefs.
You got the
The
Chiefs?
Chiefs need to recover after those 2 losses.
Yeah, and Broncos need to recover after they 2 losses. They just got shut out last week, 21-0. So it's going to be a hell of a game Monday night between the Broncos and Denver. I think the Chiefs will pull it out as well. But I'm interested to see Jamal Charles, what kind of game he has going back to Arrowhead. Hopefully he has a good game. I got him on my fantasy. But, let's see what happens. All right?
Since we're halfway through the season, who's your picks for Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, good question. Who is my pick for the Super Bowl right now for the AFC? I don't really see anybody beating the Patriots right now. I did have Kansas City there, and it's between, I'm going to give you 3 teams, to be honest with you. I'm still a little early. I got the Steelers, Patriots, and Kansas City coming out the AFC. NFC, I got Philly, Seattle. That's it. Atlanta was on my list, but I just don't see it. That's who I see right now in the Super Bowl. How about you?
I think I got the Steelers.
You got the Steelers?
Steelers and the Eagles. I think that would be the thing.
Steelers and Eagles, Pennsylvania, stand up. That would be a hell of a Super Bowl, right? That would be crazy.
Carson Wentz against his isn't that the person they compare him to?
To Big Ben?
Yeah.
So that would be a good one. That's a good pick. We got that on the archives. We'll come back to it and see if that actually happened. We'll see. Minnesota having a good year too, man. Let's give them some props. I think they 6-2.
Vikings.
Yeah, the Super Bowl is at the Viking Stadium, but I doubt Minnesota will make it to the Super Bowl. But the Super Bowl is at their new stadium. They having a pretty good season for not having no quarterback. Their defense is just doing what they're supposed to do. All right. Now, next we want to talk about who you think will win the Heisman Trophy this year. Okay. We have a lot of college football going on right now. A lot of good games. So we got the top 5 players who are right now considered to win the Heisman Trophy. Who's number 1, champ?
Saquon Barkley from Penn State.
What position he play?
Running back.
Okay.
He's a pretty incredible. Like the things he do. I seen him jump, get hit in midair, and land and continue running. Barkley, he just lost to Ohio State last game. It was a tough game. Only had 44 yards and a touchdown. Only 23 receiving yards. But overall, he has 801 rushing yards and 9 rushing touchdowns. And he averaged 5.8 yards per carry. So right now, he's a front runner. And I think he'll be okay.
Okay. Yeah, I like Saquon Barkley. Next, we got Stanford's running back, Bruce Love. He had a strong game this week against North Carolina State. And no, they didn't play North Carolina State. My bad, but
They play North Carolina, just North Carolina.
North Carolina. I'm not sure what school they play this week, but Bryce Love, Oregon, that's who they play. He had a very good game. He rushed for 147 yards, 2 touchdowns, and for the season, he has a total of over 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns, but only 19 receiving yards. Okay. And, running backs, man, you're going to have to start catching that pill from the backfield, man. You just can't keep running. You got to, read options and play actions, and you got to catch that ball from the backfield. So to only have 19 receiving yards in a year, that's not a good look, but he got over 1,300 rushing yards. So that's why he's right now number 2. Who's number 3?
Oklahoma's quarterback for the season has a total of 2,628 yards and 23 touchdowns and an impressive only 3 receptions. He has
3 picks.
That's it.
3 interceptions?
Yes.
My bad. Okay.
He has a big game this week versus Oklahoma State. Both those teams are ranked 9 and 11 right now.
So who's ranked number 9? Oklahoma?
Yeah.
And then Oklahoma
State
State
is
ranked
ranked
11.
number 11.
So they both play this week. That's going to be a hell of a game. All right. Next, we got Notre Dame's running back, Josh Adams. He was the one who played against North Carolina State. He had a big game, 202 yards, 1 touchdown. For the season, he has a little over 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns, but again, only 82 receiving yards. Again, running backs, man, you want to be successful in this league at the next level, you're going to have to start catching that ball from the backfield. You just can't get all your yards just rushing. So, but he's still having a hell of a year. Notre Dame doing their thing. And who's the last one we got?
Louisville's quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He probably has the most impressive numbers, but his team is not really doing as well as he's doing right now.
What does the numbers look like?
He has a total of 2,808 passing yards, 18 touchdowns, throwing touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. But rushing, he has 1,029 yards and 14 touchdowns. So that's overall 32 total touchdowns combined.
Wow. And that's last year's Heisman winner, Lamar Jackson. That boy, he's rushing more than damn near all the running backs in college.
Has more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley, who's number 1
right now. So that's pretty impressive. They got him ranked 5th to win the Heisman. He won it last year. In my opinion, he got the numbers to win it this year, but their record is not that good, so I can understand if you don't win it. So we'll see what it do. All right, so that's your Heisman watch. What we got next?
Now it's time to get into basketball. Who you think is the surprise team in the NBA so far?
All right. So who you think are the surprise teams in basketball? So let's talk about that. Let's start off, right?
Local Washington Wizards. How do you grade them so far?
What grade you give them so far this year?
We're doing out of 10.
No, just do grade. A, B, C. A, B, C, D, F.
I'll say a B plus.
A B plus?
B plus.
Ooh, that's pretty high. Okay, explain your B plus.
I think that they look overall good as a team, but they just had a couple of lapses and their chemistry. In some games they just lose it. But overall, as a team, they look pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if I give them a B plus. I'm more like a B minus, C plus. Just because right now they should definitely have a better record. I think the Wizards are going through a transition right now where they're trying to figure out their identity. I know that was a big game when he played Lonzo Ball. That was supposed to have been a big game, and the Lakers won that game. So the Wizards should have won that game. Then they go to Golden State
and blow an 18-point lead, and Bradley Beal loses his cool with Draymond Green.
Oh yeah,
gets ejected. So
they both got ejected. But even after the ejection, they was up by like 20, 15, something like that. And then Golden State, the champions that they are,
they're never out of a game.
Yeah, they came back
threes.
And they end up winning. So I kind of expected Golden State to win that game. But when you winning by that much and you have that much power on your team, even though Bill was out, you still got John Wall, you still got Porter, you still got, other players around you that could play, good enough to maintain and win, but they didn't. So right now I give them a B minus on this season. That's where I'm at with it. Yeah. All right. Who else? Trouble in Cleveland. What kind of grade you give them so far this year?
F.
F. Wow. That's pretty. Explain your F.
They lose. They got 20-pieced by the Magic and the Knicks. They almost got 20-pieced by the Nets, basically. Yeah,
my boys did beat them last night. The Knicks, you know what I mean? Shout out to my Knicks, you know what I mean? I had stories with them this season, but I'm glad last night was a pretty good one. So they did bring it and beat the Cavs. And Cavs had all their players, except, Isaiah Thomas. But, your LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Love, everybody's playing. But
I just think they need to figure out a starting lineup.
I think
they keep changing up their starting lineup.
I think the Cavs is going to make a trade pretty soon. They're probably going to get rid of Kevin Love. He's the bait. Every year they try to get rid of him. So I think this is when they're going to finally pull the trigger, bring somebody else in. The Cavs just look tired. They look tired for the beginning of the season. I know they're on cruise control, but this cruise control is a little different. There's a big difference when you're on cruise control in a 2017 car versus being on cruise control in a 2005 car. And that's how they look right now. So I don't know. Cavs, I agree with the grade. I'm more like in the D and the F area because they shouldn't be right now 3-4, I believe is their record. Something like that. That's crazy. Unacceptable for the Cavs to be there.
But they're the people that they played against.
Yeah, and the Nets. I mean, Orlando's a good team. But the Nets and the Knicks beating y'all by almost 20 apiece, that's unacceptable. Maybe Lou might get fired. I don't know. But it's going to be a big change that's going to happen before the year's up. Trust me. All right, what we got next?
OKC. They live up to the hype. They have I think they'd be all right.
They right now 3-3. OKC 3-3. Lost twice in the Minnesota Timberwolves. What you think? What's their grade?
B.
A B?
Yeah.
B plus? B regular?
It's B.
Yeah, I'm going with a B minus. I think their issue is chemistry. They just need to play a little bit more.
Yeah, but overall, I see flashes of what they can be.
Right.
They can do.
Right, and I mean, they got some weapons, and Westbrook is still doing his thing, averaging, triple doubles, not every game, but easily almost every game.
He's actually leading the league in assists at 12.2.
12.2. So they be all right. I'm not concerned about OKC right now. They doing their thing, but we'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on them. What about who's next? Houston. What's their grade? What you got?
So far, I'll give them an A.
Yeah, I'll give them an A too. And they doing it without
Chris Paul.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Eric Gordon's having one good season.
Yeah, he's balling.
He's going off.
He's balling. I mean, I think the other day, how many threes they shot in the first half?
I forgot.
I know it was close to like 30 threes in the first half alone. Them boys shoot it. And they coach don't care. They coach is like, keep shooting. Keep shooting.
They had the record for fewest 2-pointers shot in the game.
So it's working for them. I mean, they only got one loss on their record. So Houston, they doing their thing. Philly, what's the grade you got? I know that's a team that you rooting for on the low. So what you think about Philly and their process?
B minus.
B minus? How you gonna give them a B minus? They 3-3.
I don't think it's about record.
Well, for them it is.
I mean,
their 3-3 is not the same as OKC's 3-3.
Why not?
Two different 3-3s. And then look at the star quality of the players. Wait. Are you saying that Philly has a better team than OKC?
No.
All right then. That's what I'm saying. I look at OKC, they 3-3. I ain't too concerned. I look at Philly, they 3-3. I'm like, what's going on?
It's okay.
You think so?
Yeah.
So you give them what's your grade again?
And a B minus.
B minus?
I don't think.
I give them a C plus.
I don't think if they make it to the playoffs, then okay. But the goal is for them to stay healthy and show that their young players can get together. It's not about winning.
No. If Philly make it to the playoffs, that's a hell of an accomplishment. I don't think they're gonna make it to the playoffs this year.
That's what I'm saying.
Not just yet.
That's what I'm saying.
But they do have two superstar players that I will tip my hat to.
Two cornerstones, probably of the franchise.
And B, if he can stay healthy, he's definitely gonna be a hell of a player. But I like Ben Simmons, man. He's, the things that he could do at his size, he's going to be a unicorn.
He's near 7 foot. He's near 7 foot.
But every year their number one pick always get hurt and be out for the long time. So
Markel Fultz is out indefinitely.
Indefinitely, at least 3 weeks while they figure out what's wrong with his shoulder because he don't know how to shoot. But now
I think
they made a mistake. They should have went with Ball, but no, because Ball and Simmons kind of play the same. So maybe they should have picked somebody else, but not Fultz. I thought he was a little overrated.
I don't.
I mean, it's showing now. Preseason, he played 1 game, got hurt. Start of the season, he was coming off the bench anyway. The number 1 pick coming off the bench. I don't think the last time I seen a number 1 pick. When was the last time you seen a number 1 pick coming off the bench?
You can tell that his shoulder, something's wrong with his shoulder.
You didn't know that until they said it.
You can tell that. I've been knew that it was something wrong with his shoulder.
No, because there was something wrong with his ankle. It was something wrong with his ankle.
If you look at his shot, he shot 40%.
He don't know how to shoot.
He shot 40% in college, and he has not attempted a single 3-pointer in the NBA. That just shows you that there's something wrong with his shoulder. The Philly should have never played him at all. They should have sat him out.
Philly should have never picked him number 1. That's what I'm saying. He has some star quality, but I don't think he deserves number 1 pick. Not this year's draft. And we'll see. Is he nice? I don't know.
It's hard to demonstrate him if he's injured. To evaluate him when he's injured and not playing as much as you can just tell. Like if you look at his shot when he shot in college and you look at it now, it's completely different. And there must be a reason why it changed. You don't just change a 40% 3-point shooter's jump shot.
Yes, you can. You know how? When you play with real competition. It's a difference.
That doesn't make sense.
When he played in college, he played with so competition.
He played against
He only played against UCLA.
He played against Utah. He played against Arizona twice. That's top schools, right?
That's it.
He played against Oregon. That's another top school.
Yeah, but ain't nobody watches games. Ain't nobody know about him. It's not like he played. It's not like you go to these top schools like UCLA. Even UCLA was okay, but Kentucky and all these schools where every game is a spotlight on you. And you're playing against frontline competition. You never play top. Kentucky doesn't always every game play top level competition. Well, not top level, but the spotlight's always on you every game.
Okay, what does that have to do with? That doesn't mean
pressure. That means this game, like I try to tell you all the time when we train, a lot of it is what?
What?
Mental.
Mental.
So if you don't experience some of these stuff and go through it mentally, when you get out there, you're not really going to be prepared for it. Now, I'm not saying the dude is a scrub. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't think he was worth the number 1 pick. And so far, it's proven that. So far. Like Ben Simmons, he got hurt last year, right?
Yeah.
Was he worth number 1 pick?
Yeah.
And B, was he worth number 1? Yeah. Can you say the same about Fultz?
I think he is.
Nah.
I think he is.
You just don't want to lose that argument. That's okay.
No, but look.
You don't want to lose that argument.
Look at it. Look, you can just tell. You don't just change a jump shot like that. Like
it's not just a jumper though, Dustin.
How is it not his jumper?
It's just everything. Like he can't stay healthy. He didn't play in the preseasons at all. All of that.
He did play in preseason.
He played like 1-2 games, then got hurt, and then played like 1 more game.
That's his shoulder.
That was nothing his shoulder. That was his ankle. Remember, he twisted his ankle or hurt his knee.
But they drained fluid, and before the season, they drained fluid from his shoulder.
All right. So Marquise Fultz, he's in the NBA now. Markel, number 1 pick. He's learning how to shoot now. Okay. He's a number 1 pick.
Okay. He's not learning how to shoot.
So what is it?
His shoulder, you can tell. Oh. If you watch his shot in college and then watch it now, it's completely different.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying.
No way. You gotta say you can't say you shot 40% in college, and for you to not shoot a single 3-pointer.
But look at Alonzo Ball. His shot was horrible in college, right? Did he change it?
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying.
No,
you're not gonna come to the NBA and then all of a sudden change his shot.
He changed it because his shoulder.
Oh,
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, the injury. I could understand that. You know what I mean? If you hurt your leg, you're gonna have to run a little different. I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But it's his shoulder. It's his shoulder.
All right. But Philly definitely got some bad luck. Every time they pick the number 1 pick, player always get hurt.
Well,
it starts off like, he's only out for a couple weeks. Then next thing you know, they be out the whole season.
But
so let's see.
That bad luck always turns out to be good luck when the player comes back to be nice.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Who?
Ben Simmons.
They haven't won nothing yet.
I didn't say about winning anything. I
say?
said about the player comes back and shows that he was
the best
potential.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
that's not what I said. I didn't say winning. I said the player shows out to be good.
Simmons, at least for Simmons, even though he didn't play at all last year, I knew he was worth the number 1 pick. Okay. Well, folks, I don't see that. He could have been a top 10 pick. Ain't nothing wrong being a top 10 pick, but I just don't think in this rookie class he should have been the number 1 pick. But it felt the way it felt because they didn't need Ball. And I guess Fultz was the next person in line, but there was other players who I felt could have probably deserved it. But we'll see. You know what I mean? The dudes from this area, PG County, so we definitely going to be rooting for them. But let's see what happens. Minnesota Wolves, what Minnesota Timberwolves, what's your grade with them so far?
I give them the same around Thunder.
B.
Still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, they still trying. They got a lot of talent, man. I'm even gonna lie to you, man. I was like, wow. They got a deep bench. They got some real good players. I love their bench. I love their coach. I love their center Towns. I think to me he's gonna end up one of the best big men in the league in a couple years. But the game we was watching the other day, we was watching the OKC game, that fourth quarter.
And Jimmy Butler
took over, man. He was doing his thing. So I'm liking him.
He looks the way he was playing like a very, very intelligent player.
Yeah. So let's talk about, because we was in the car, we heard a question that came out. If the Warriors don't win the West, who else could come out from the West? Who you think? If the Warriors don't win it, you think the Wolves?
I would pick OKC, Houston, and San Antonio before I go with the Wolves.
Yeah. I think Wolves, even they not a young team, but they young as far as work playing together. So we'll see what happens. I think the Wolves, if they can stay together, if that core could stay together, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with the next few years for sure. So I definitely give them a B. I should give them a B+. Let's see. Kawhi Leonard, when is he coming back?
I don't even know.
I don't even know either. He's right now listed game to game. They say he was going to play the last game, but he didn't end up playing against Indiana, and they needed him because
Oladipo hit a game winner. Yeah, he's actually playing very, very good.
He's doing his thing over there. So, but we see what's up with Kawhi. Hopefully, come back soon. He's out with a quad injury. He's been out since preseason, and Spurs is still looking good. They 4-2, but you know we need to see Kawhi back in that game, man. That's my favorite player. So, let's talk about the power rankings. Who we got? The top 10.
Rockets at number 1. Record 5-2. Warriors at number 2. Record 4-3. Spurs at number 3. Record 4-2. No, 3 Spurs. 4 Clippers. Record 4-1. 5 Grizzlies. Record 5-1. 6 Celtics. Record 4-2. Cavs 7. Record 3-4. 8 Raptors. Record 3-2. Bucks number 9. Record 4-2. Trailblazers, number 10, record 4-2. OKC is at 11. Orlando is at 12. Timberwolves are at 13. Wizards are at 14. And Detroit Pistons are at 15.
All right, so the top 10 rankings, do you agree with that top 10? You think anybody should be moving forward, back, behind? I'm a little surprised that the Warriors, I guess they're the champs. They 4-3, but they rank number 2. It's more of their talent versus their record, I guess.
Yes, power ranking.
Because the Cavs, they 3-4. They got them at 7. So I'm a little surprised. I'd have thought Grizzlies and Clippers would have been a little higher than what they are right now. They both only lost 1 game this season, especially the Grizzlies, man. They beat some real good people, including the Warriors. And they are ranked number 5 So I'm a little surprised at that. I'm a little surprised that Detroit ranked 15. Right now, Detroit is leading the conference, the Eastern Conference at 5-2, and they got them ranked 15. So I don't know. We'll see. Anything else surprising about the top the rankings there for you?
Nah, not really. I think Orlando should be top 10 at least.
Yeah, Orlando's balling. I don't know their record right now with the back. I think they 5-2. I think they 5-2. They playing some good ball. I think they're about to sink though. So
I don't think they.
Yeah, I don't think Orlando
keep it up for the whole season.
Charlotte, I don't know what Charlotte is at. They're not top 15. They balling. I like Charlotte. They're a tough team whenever you play Charlotte. My Knicks, they like 26, but still have to get them out there. You know, my man Porzingis is dropping 30 like nothing out there. You heard? But yeah, that's how we feeling. Anything else you feel about the NBA that's catching your eye so far?
The future.
Who's the future?
We just have a lot of good teams with good cores.
So last week to this week, any different who you got for MVP?
No, I still think Giannis is gonna win.
Giannis is a beast, man. He's playing incredible basketball right now. The Bucks is ranked right now
ninth.
They in the top 10. It's pretty good. Right now, I think in the East, these teams, Cleveland's gonna be all right. You know what I mean? They eventually gonna win. They just can't go to sleep too much and expect, they could just turn it around in the second half. They can put themselves in a big hole, but they're gonna be all right. But the Wizards, they really gotta step up.
I think now it looks like 1 through 8, anybody could be in anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Now that Cleveland's not even playing, it's like 1 through 8 spots wide open.
I'm more concerned of waiting to see what Phoenix is going to do with their point guard Bledsoe. Hopefully they trade him and bring him to the East. A couple teams in the East, like the Bucks, they interested. The Knicks is interested. But if he was to come to the Bucks, somebody like that definitely would take the Bucks over the hump. Take some of that pressure over Giannis. Bledsoe could bring the ball up versus Giannis. When the game is on the line. That definitely could help that team right there. So we'll see. It's still early. A lot of good games are coming. Tonight, what we got tonight in the basketball? Tonight we got the Spurs versus Boston. Who you got there?
Spurs.
All right, we got Minnesota and Miami. I think Minnesota. We both got that. Knicks versus Denver.
I'm going Denver.
Yeah, I'm going New York all day. Philly against Rockets. That's going to be a game right there. Can Philly upset the Rockets? What you think?
They're going to give them a big run for their money, but I have to go Rockets.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
Last game, they beat them with a game winner, so maybe they take that into account to this game. I'm going to be rooting for them, but if I had to bet my money, I would go with the Rockets.
All right. One of my favorite games is going to be Charlotte against Grizzlies. These going to be two teams that's going to fight hard. They're going to go at it. But Memphis, more than likely, going to pull that off. What about Orlando and the Pelicans?
I'm going Pelicans.
I'm going Pelicans.
They got more star power, I think. That games like that, when it's like two close teams, it just matters about who has the better player. Okay,
I agree. Dallas and Utah.
Utah's playing pretty good right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised with Dallas. I'm going to root with Dallas on that one. They got a lot of talent. Hopefully they can get it together. Toronto and Portland. Portland playing good ball, too. Yeah.
That's a close one.
I know it's why it's close one to you because you got favorite players on both teams. So who you going with, buddy?
I'm going to have to go with Toronto, their defense. I think that game's going to come down to defense. And Toronto, I think they have better defense than the Portland Trailblazers. Okay. I'll probably go with Toronto as well, but Portland's looking good. And then this game, a late-night game, 10:30 on NBA TV, this is going to be a goodie right here, Golden State versus the Clippers. Clippers is balling right now. I got the Clippers. I got Golden State. All right. Those are games tonight. The first team is home?
I think so. I'm not sure. That changed his decision. You still going with the Clippers? I mean, still going with Golden State?
Yeah.
All right. Top 5 time. Let's name our top 5 surprises for the season so far. Whether surprises or not doing good, I'm gonna give you my top 5. I'm gonna go with the Orioles. They had the best record in baseball. They started the season 7-0 and ended up not even making it to the playoffs. So it's a little surprising to see that. Number 2, I got Kansas City Chiefs. They started the season 5-0. Right now they're 5-2. They play tonight. Let's see what happens. But that was one of my surprises when they started 5-0 because that came out of nowhere. Another surprise for me, I got 2 for 1 here. I got the Cavs. They 3-4, and then the Warriors 4-3. I'm a little surprised how both these teams are starting. I would expect them to, be a little better than how they started. They can't sleep at the wheel, man. I'm telling you, too many hungry teams in the NBA right now. My next one is Detroit. They lead in the Eastern Conference right now. They got a better record than Cleveland, Boston, everybody. They 5-2. It's my little surprise right there. And then also the Philadelphia Eagles, 7-1. Everybody knew they had a good team, but nobody really expected them to be 7-1. So those are my top 5 surprises to start of a season. What about yours?
Mine is the Giants. What were we, 0-5?
Yeah, starting the season 0-5. The Giants.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Raiders, I thought last year if Derek Carr didn't get injured, I think they probably would have been in the Super Bowl.
I agree.
And this year they're not living up to what they was like last year. Grizzlies playing really good, beating the Warriors and the Rockets, beating the Rockets twice. Chiefs, they started pretty good. But they're falling off a little bit, but they still had an excellent start. No one probably thought they would be the top. And Magic, they have 3 people averaging over 20 points. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. I
agree. And it's funny that you said that the Grizzlies beat the Rockets twice. And again, I'm just looking at the power rankings. Grizzlies are ranked 5th. Rockets are ranked number 1. Warriors are ranked number 2. I really think the Grizzlies should be at least at that 3 spot to me. Just based on the games and the teams that they beat so far this year. You beat the Warriors one time, and then you beat twice the team that everybody's considering to give Golden State a run for their money, Houston Rockets. I just think the Grizzlies, man. And right now, to be honest with you, I can only name 2 players to play for them right now. You know what I mean? So they doing it with a lot of non-name players. I mean, Gasol and Mike Conley, those are, they great players, but who else after that?
I mean, I can name like a couple more.
Yeah, I mean, Parsons, I can name a couple more,
Michael
but
Green.
Yeah,
I think they still have one of the Harrison twins on their team.
I think so. I think so. All right. So we're about to end the show. Any last words? Let's go with my sponsors.
Shout out to Footage Society. Once again, you can hit them up at the number of 310-483-3668. Once again, that's 301-483-3668. And they are located at 509 Main Street, Suite B, Laurel, Maryland. They hook you with all the latest sneakers.
That's right, for the society. And again, don't forget, if you go to their website for the discount of 10%, make sure you put Who You Think Sports as a discount. You get 10%. Check them out. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to my oldest son, Almighty, who just turned 21 over the weekend. Love you, champ. And next week's show, November 6th, it will actually be Destin's birthday. So we're going to have a birthday show. May have a surprise or two. We don't know. Keep y'all posted. Make sure y'all tune in. Again, I'm Trey Verdejo. I represent the old school.
And I'm Destin Verdejo, and I represent the new wave.
We out of here. Who You Think Sports. Peace.